Ross, are we still on for this weekend?
I don't know, Lyle. I gotta write this paper and I gotta test them.
You promised. You know, for somebody who's always talking about honor.
Holy smokes, I know, but I haven't even started to write this yet.
Ross, I've already rescheduled these girls once.
I don't even know these girls, Lyle, and they're Yankees.
And what? You're a Texan?
And damn proud of it.
You know, even John Wayne gets an Indian once in a while.
Stop. You know that doesn't make any sense.
Finish your paper now so you don't ruin my weekend.
I reckon I'll try. I ain't gonna promise anything though.
All right.
The history of the class honor committees and the brigade executive committee. In December 1949, when the second set of stripers went into effect, midshipman Charles Daubeny became the brigade captain.
Hold up. Here's the calc quiz.
Oh, thanks.
No problem.
How'd you do?
Well, not as well as you're gonna do.
Hey, did you just give him the calc quiz?
Yeah? Why?
That's doping. That's not right.
There's nothing wrong with helping out a shipmate.
I just got a D on that quiz. Now he's gonna get an A because he gets to go study the questions? You think that's okay?
Yeah?
Well, it's not.
Did you see that?
Yeah, they were doping.
That's not okay.
Everybody does it.
Yeah, that undermines the principles we're supposed to live by as officers. Something should be done about that.
Well, Captain, they don't give those stripes for nothing.
Class of 1950, I've called this meeting to discuss the issue of doping. It is wrong, and it undermines the ideals of naval service. We, as first-class midshipmen, have an obligation to ensure we leave behind an institution we can be proud to call our alma mater, a place where honor has value. We must abolish the dope system, and so I propose the establishment of the Class Honor Committee.
Are you suggesting that we turn in our classmates? I could never do that.
Very little was accomplished by the first class, so midshipman Daubeny focused his attention on the underclasses. The underclasses were more receptive to the idea, but midshipman Daubeny made the mistake of more or less telling the underclasses what they would do instead of asking them their opinions, allowing them to feel that the proposed committees and changes belonged to the brigade, not one man. As a result of midshipman Daubeny's work, the brigade executive committee was set up. However, this committee did not have the support of the midshipmen, since there was a common feeling that had been forced on the brigade. The committee merely existed on paper.
Look, there they are. I told you she was a looker.
I'm here, aren't I?
This is my friend Ross.
This is Margot.
Hi, nice to meet you.
too.
Hey Ross, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad. Well, looks like you had fun this evening.
I suppose it does.
Alright, hey, you have a good night.
Alright, you too.
The Monday after the 1950 Army-Navy game, Admiral Hill addressed the brigade.
It has been brought to my attention that the brigade will no longer tolerate doping. So let me say this. I will give full support and cooperation of all classes if you unanimously accept the responsibility for maintaining high standards of personal honor within the brigade. If, by unanimous vote, the committees are accepted, I vow that proctors will be removed from examination rooms.
Class officers agreed the best way to get the brigade behind this project was for the class officers to meet the class and company groups and discuss every facet of the committee. While it was not possible to meet with each company before Christmas leave commenced, there was no doubt the brigade was overwhelmingly in favor of the superintendent's proposal. However, no formal vote had been taken. The class officers made no reports. Nonetheless, during or immediately after Christmas leave, one of the rank and stripers of the first set informed the superintendent that the brigade had voted to support and enforce the brigade executive committee and all that it stood for.
Lieutenant, how can I help you?
Sir, I have something here I'd like to show you.
Oh, please, come in.
Sir, I just received this memo. Apparently the brigade has unanimously accepted the honor committees.
Well, this is just fantastic. Not a bad way to start the holidays, Lieutenant.
So then I said, "Would you go back and tell that drag that the brigade commander would be honored to have their company for dinner this Sunday evening." Oh, hey Ross, didn't expect to see you this evening.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt, but I really need to talk to you about something.
Oh yeah, no problem. Hey, everyone, please excuse me. Ross and I have some business to discuss.
What's on your mind, Ross?
There's a problem with the honor committees.
I thought you told me the meetings were going well.
Now, it's not that. The meetings are going well.
Well, what do you mean?
I spoke to the Commandant today. Apparently, Admiral Hill is under the impression the brigade has voted to adopt the honor committees.
But that's ridiculous. We agreed not to vote until after reform.
I know. I just don't see how this could have happened.
Well, what did you tell the Commandant?
What could I say? Admiral Hill's already scheduled time to address the brigade.
This is not going to go over well.
No, it will not.
Your unanimous acceptance of the Brigade Executive Committee and Class Honor Committee makes me proud to no end. This is a true testament to the Brigade's commitment to the ideals of naval service.
I can't believe they do this.
You knew they would. The administration doesn't care about this. They just said we'd decide so that we'd be more receptive when we found out they're the ones deciding.
They said we'd put it to a vote. This really ticks me off. I thought we were going to have a say in how this place is run.
We'll get this sorted out.
This is such a disaster.
Hey, we're gonna vote on it.
Hey, the Admiral's been misinformed. This is all a big misunderstanding, not trying to force anything on us.
Don't worry, Ross. We'll get this sorted out.
Sir, I just have one more question. How did your administration decide to institute the honor committees?
I don't believe I understand your question, Midshipman. The Brigade voted to approve the committees.
Sir, all due respect, the brigade never voted. There was no vote, sir.
Wait, the whole idea is that these committees are owned by the midshipmen. How could this have happened? This must be addressed immediately. I appreciate you bringing this to my attention.
Hey, Lawrence.
Oh, hey, Ross.
It's from Admiral Hill.
Really?
At the beginning of the spring semester, I announced how proud I was of the brigade for agreeing to raise and enforce your own standards of honor through the formation of the honor committees. However, over June week, it was brought to my attention that none of you were ever actually afforded the opportunity to vote for the committees. I've been misinformed. Therefore, please accept my apologies for this miscommunication and believe me that I want these committees to belong to you and you alone. I again request that all of you meet and vote on the acceptance of the brigade and class honor committees. This is excellent.
Each class voted practically unanimously to support the committee. During the 1951 and 1952 academic year, the class honor committees and the brigade executive committee really began to function. The class honor committees were compact and efficient. The cases heard by the class committees were excellently handled. We found out very early that honor cannot be the result of executive order. That to codify it is to destroy its purpose, and to take its operation out of the hands of the midshipmen is to destroy it completely.
We claimed to do all of this in terms of who we were, what we stood for, and talk is cheap. It's very important that we do it. went back to the class in 1917, or maybe even earlier than that, but that's one letter I remember, to former class presidents and people who had been six stripers and what have you, and got their consensus on what this committee should be like and what it should do. And then we turned that out, and by the time we turned it out, it had so much exposure that there was very little controversy about whether or not this was the right way to go. We would use the word last steel sheet, honor, things like that, but we didn't say, here's our definition of honor. And they were really quite excited about the fact that if we had signed up to live up to these standards, that we had a way, that was a proper way, to make sure that every midshipman did. The only way to live them is for every midshipman to take responsibility to see that we don't compromise them. Otherwise, the people at the top don't know what's going on. And not just have it printed up one day and say you're ordered, turn in anybody that lies, steals, cheats, or takes advantage of other people and that sort of thing. But I have no memory at all that that the superintendent ever tried to impose it on the brigade. This was the brigade's plan. And as he would look at it before we did the final version, and everything change he made and what have you, the brigade enthusiastically endorsed. So it was their endorsement. They could have said no. Then the real most important step, once it's done properly, was to make sure that the brigade fully supported it. They did, because they created it. Then everybody understood they had to live by these standards if they wanted to be a midshipman in the Naval Academy. We had a very strong consensus and little or no objection to it. I don't remember anybody objecting to it.